then you'll send me the file.
It started.
Okay. So today on my presentation, we'll be talking about the holy grail of a successful digital presence, which is a proven simple system to success.
Would you
About
like
me,
me
a
to
few
do your
words. I'm
bio?
the owner of DM Design, a web design and development agency here in Toronto for the past 20 years. I've been creating, developing websites for small, medium businesses. I mentor and teach at Canada Learning Code and active member at WP Toronto, which is a meetup that we have every month, helping people with their websites. Father of three wonderful boys who are at home like right now, which gives us some activity. About you, well, you probably have a business and you want to let people know about your business. And the more clients you have, probably the more business you get. So you need a system to get this out into the world. And during this presentation, I will tell you how, show you how you can do it. So the first and most important thing is driving your content. And if it's too complicated to get your content out, you probably won't be doing it. With my experience, if you have a hard time, you won't be doing it. So I have a proven simple three-step solution for promoting your business online. And during this few minutes here, I'm going to show you how you can do that. So the first thing you would need to do is to create your content. Now, there is no escaping this. You have to create it, meaning you have to talk about your business in various formats, which I'll talk about. But you can decide if you want to do it in-house, if you have a talent for writing or the time for it, or you want to do it, or you can outsource it. There are a lot of great people who can write your content, write it efficiently, write it the way search engines like, write it the way your prospects and clients would like to read about it. Now, what type of content would you write about or have? There are lots. You can have videos, you can have reviews, you can have industry news about your products, your services, guides, how-tos, a lot of types of content that you can use on your website. Now, let's dive in and see how we can actually use this content. So I'm going to talk about 3 locations of your digital assets where you're going to utilize this content. And the reason I'm talking about only 3 is because I want to keep it simple. If it were more than 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, because there are unlimited spaces for your content on the web, it will probably be too complicated, too expensive to manage. So the first place would be your website. That's the hub of your content. That's where you upload your content. That's where you write your articles, you upload your videos. Everything you do through the website. That's a center. Then you would utilize a newsletter. Newsletter is a way to contact your client base, meaning you create your content, you send it out to your client base, you remind them you exist, you remind them of your services, your products. And since they are your clients, it's much easier to reel them back in rather than a new one, because a client that you've already done business with, chances are they'll do business again. The third digital location is Google My Business, or short for GMB. It's a platform offered by Google, and then that's the reason why it's so effective, because once you know how to use it, it really helps with your ranking. So how does this holy grail idea work? So like I said, we have your website with the content. And from your website, you point to your newsletter. You take your content and put it in your newsletter. And you send that newsletter to your client base. The second step, Google My Business. You take your content that you already created on your website and you post it on Google My Business. And then what happens then is that all these people who get your newsletter and see Google My Business, they go back to your website. And you see that the arrows from your website to the newsletter and to Google My Business are really small and thin, because it's just one piece of content that you post there, weekly or monthly. But the arrows back to your website are very fat and chunky, because a lot more people are going back to your website from just one piece of content that you threw in. So the next step is, what do we need? Like I said, we set up a website which is optimized, fast, has a content management system, so you can upload the content yourself to your website. You don't need a developer, you don't need an editor. You do it all by yourself, and that's why it's easy to do. The second thing, you create the newsletter framework, where we design and create the template for the newsletter that looks branded with your branding. We create subscribe forms where people can subscribe, your clients and new people can subscribe to your newsletter. And then we create and verify a Google My Business account. That's the third step. The implementation phase. So first of all, we create a recurring schedule. It's very important to be consistent. So it can be monthly, it can be weekly, it can be daily, but stick to a schedule. If you say, okay, I'm going to write an article every week or every 2 weeks, just stick to it. Upload the content to your website, and then send a weekly or monthly newsletter with your content. Do the same with the content to the Google My Business. Now you have written your content on your website, you've posted it on the newsletter on the Google My Business. Now, for the website content, let's break that into pieces. We have at least 300 words with good structure. This can include images, this can include a video, but we want the content to be significant, not like 2 sentences, because then your customers, search engines won't look at that seriously. It's not value content for your customers. We would also want to have a call to action, or CTA, at the end or in the middle of the article. A call to action can be, interested in learning more, reach out to us. Or, do you want to download our PDF? Click here. That can be a call to action. And also we would add a newsletter subscribe form at the end of that piece. So we'll allow new people who read your content and are interested in it can subscribe to your newsletter. For the newsletter content, and this is where sort of the magic happens, we want to take the content from our website and put it in the newsletter. Now, we make a plan every week or every month. We take the content, put it in the newsletter. 3-4 pieces of content that you have already created. You don't have to break your head, bang your head, what I'm going to write about. You have already written in your website. And consistency is key, like I said before. The next stage is Google My Business content. Again, upload weekly. That Google recommends 3 times a week. I can say 1 time a week is even good. 1 content per week, every week. And then you would upload a small teaser, not the whole piece of content, and that would lead to your website, generating traffic from Google My Business to your website. Now, I want to show you a short example of how this works. So we have the website, and we upload a blog into the website. From the website, we also take that same piece of content to our newsletter. Now, the newsletter has a few pieces of articles. The customer clicks on that item and goes to the website. We're generating traffic to the website. Same thing. This is an example of a Google My Business post. Everyone who searches for that service can see that post and click on it, and then goes to the website of that specific client. So we have one piece of content multiple times. And this is how the whole Holy Grail does it. We take one piece of content that we created on a website on a routine way, consistent, and we drive it back to Google My Business, to newsletters, so clients can click on it and go back to our website, leave a lead, and then create a connection with us. Now, if you want to see how that works in the real world, I'll be happy to show you and guide you through that for your website. So schedule a one-to-one with me today. I'll be happy to walk you through. Thank you very much. And if we have 30 seconds or a minute for questions, I'll be happy to take.
Fabulous. Well done, everyone. Wow, great job, Dan. Excellent. Yes, I'm actually in the process of finishing up my website with Dan, so I'm excited to finally get it finished, but he's a great one to work with. Do we have time? Quick question. Anybody have a quick question? Nope. I think best always to do a one-to-one anyway, so then you can get your own personal questions responded to and so on. So very well done. Thank you so much. Guys, now that we really understand better what Dan does and how we can increase traffic to our own websites and to our customers, our clients, it makes sense to introduce them to Dan so that he can explain to them how he can help them build their business. And hey, if we can help our clients build their business by introducing them to Dan, wouldn't we want to do that? So let's do our very best to find anybody who needs a website. Who needs a website? Everyone needs a website. So introduce them to Dan. Okay, let's move forward, and let me go back to the presentation here. And here we are. Okay. Let me see if I can get this. That was our weekly presentation. I think this was from last week. Daniel Italiano still left there. Okay. We were going to do another breakout room. Let's keep this one a little small, shorter. Dan, I'm going to suggest some breakout room along the lines of power teams here. So if we can be a little creative and get, how about I give you who should go in what room? Should we do that? Let's see.
Yeah, it'll take a minute to sort people out.
Okay, so why don't I give you, or you want to give me, let's do 3 breakout rooms. So let's put Dan Carvalho, Debbie Kemp, Ashley, and Heidi, and Sean in one room. Let's put Jen Italiano, Andrew, Mayur, Bob, Athena in another room, and me, I guess. And then you and Abhinav, Elena, Adrian, and Kathleen in the 3rd room. Did I miss anybody? Pat.
Yes,
going into the 3rd room. You know why, Pat? Your video was off.
No, my voice was on mute.
Okay, but no, I didn't see your, okay, you just suddenly appeared. And something's up with my, okay, to accept your room designation, guys, let's go and have a 5 minutes, okay?
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's see, did everybody go? Okay, I'm gonna go. Oh, I think.
Recording in progress.